Welcome to part two of our two-part chat with our guest, Kim O'Mara. Kim is a body-based holistic counselor, art therapist, laughter yoga facilitator. She was awarded the International Laughter Yoga Ambassador Award for outstanding work in the community through laughter. Kim is a recovery support worker in mental health. She's the survivor of 20 years of a fatal immune disease, thriver of 38 years of domestic violence. Kim recovered from a serious stroke in 2021. And Kim is such a beautiful soul with incredible energy and an enormous lover of life. In part one, Kim opened up about how laughter literally helped save her life. Now, in part two, Kim is going to share how she brought laughter yoga to genocide survivors in Rwanda. Oh, it was such an incredible honor to meet Kim and learn about the amazing work that she has done and continues to do. I'm so moved and inspired by Kim's journey, and I know you will be too.
When I decided to go to Rwanda and work with genocide survivors,
I want to hear about this.
That was after the guerrillas. I had met a few Rwandans and they asked me, was there something I could do to help genocide survivors because of my laughter, because of my counseling skills. And I did body-based counseling, psychotherapy, and that included art therapy. And I worked with clay as one of the modalities. And clay is an amazing thing where you can have a feeling and you can express it in clay without words. And you can see what's going on for somebody when you look at what they've made in clay. So I decided to take that over to Rwanda, especially because there's clay everywhere there on the ground, and it wouldn't cost any villagers any money to just grab some mud and make things in the clay. So I first began with 52, I guess, leaders of villages or people who were guides and wise people in their village. And we worked with clay and laughter yoga to heal atrocities from the 1994 genocide. Now, it was a big ask that I had no idea how big it was when I took it on. I went to the orphanages and met children that had been orphaned by parents that had died in the genocide or who had AIDS from the genocide, and did laughter yoga there, and they loved it, absolutely loved it. And then from there, that's when people said, can you keep doing this? What can we do? So I came up with this idea of using the clay and the laughter to get people through their trauma. So what I decided was, a lot of people think too much. So if you think too much, I'm going to give you something to think about. So I began with the benefits of laughter. Why do we want to laugh? Especially in a country where everybody has suffered stuff we can't even imagine. And if somebody laughs, there's this stigma of, why are you laughing? Everybody's dead. Everybody's been mutilated and murdered. Why are you laughing? So that's a very hard place to get people to laugh and feel comfortable about it. So I decided that I would give them the reasons for it, which are all the benefits, which are to embrace those that they lost and live their life twice as hard for them. So we spent, my training was a day, first of all, of learning about what laughter does and the benefits that it does for us. And then what I did was, in the morning, we did a laughter session. Then we approached the clay. Lunchtime, we did a laughter session, did the clay again. And after that, to go home, we did the laughter, so that people were full of endorphins. They were full of their immune system working really well. They were reduced in their stress hormone cortisol. They were connecting with each other, because laughter allows you to connect. and it gave them a time frame of which no negative thoughts could be brought in. So instead of starting off with them at a kind of neutral place for the day, the laughter brought them right up into a place where they were at their optimum level of health for that moment, so that when we faced their trauma, we would only fall down to the neutral place again. If I'd started at the neutral place, we would have been way down here. People would have flooded. People would have been re-traumatized. It would have been an absolute mess. So the laughter was integral to be able to face the counselling, the art therapy with the clay that I was going to do.
Oh my gosh.
So that gave people reasons to say we want to do this. It gave them insight and, I guess, wisdom of why laughter is going to help them. And the way that that worked for that day, that first day, was incredible, and people were wanting to laugh. So back to your question of how can you get a hearty laugh? You can find the reasons of why you think you should do it. And those are the benefits of laughter. They saved my life. They can save many people's lives. And now, 10 years down the track in Rwanda, I went back every year for 4 years. I trained the psychologists at the university and the doctors there. They got interested in it. We went on television. Everybody in the whole country got interested in it. I've just in October last year was granted a $30,000 US dollar grant from Rotary International to pursue the training in Rwanda of laughter yoga and clay therapy, and also another modality which the doctors and psychologists from the university put an organisation together to get that money. And it's now, I think they're on their 5th or 6th training of the villages that around the most traumatized areas of where the genocide was. And these people are belly laughing.
Oh my gosh.
So
It's unbelievable. You're
it is
unbelievable.
unbelievable. The magic that laughter has, and I'm getting teary now, is way beyond what we could possibly even have thought it was. And I feel so blessed to have been a part of laughter yoga, to see the science of it, the medical benefits of it. They're incredible. And if you can go to a country that now when I walk down the main street, people go, there's that laughter lady. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. And I am just like, what? Oh my God, look at the magic that has spread through this country, one of the most war-torn, traumatic places in the world, and laughter is doing its magic.
Unbelievable. I have no words. I'm just so honored that you're sharing all of this with us on this podcast and with the world and with, oh my God, with Rwanda, like with everything you're doing, you're unbelievable.
Well,
Really.
Madame Kataria, when I was training with him, he said, and he's the founder of Laughter Yoga. Oh, I've got tears now.
I've had throughout the whole chat. Yeah, so.
He said in one of his statements, his vision is to have world peace through laughter.
Mm.
Now, everyone laughed, and I did too, but I thought, I'm going to give this a go. I reckon we can do this. I'm going to put my efforts into this and make it happen, because I'm a victim of trauma. Well, was a victim of trauma, and I have, gotten through an autoimmune disease and a stroke and many, many abuses in my life. And I'm happy. And I've gone to a country where the whole country was in trauma. and the vicarious trauma that goes through the children, the generational trauma. And I want to stop that Rwanda ever having a war again. This is how I'm going to do it. And the last 10 years has shown that it's possible.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So if we can get this recognized, then we can go into places like Syria and Ukraine and all of these places that have had tragic country, nationwide trauma and change it. That tiny little giggle turns into a miracle.
Oh, I just don't. Let's just laugh. No, but you're really.
Look, I don't know how it happens, but I believe in magic every day, and I think laughter is the key.
Oh,
And if people would just investigate laughter so much more instead of thinking, oh, how can a thing that you do when you laugh at a joke work? It's so much deeper than that. It's way down in the iceberg.
oh my God.
And it saved my life.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I can't, there are no words. I'm just, because that's, I believe as well that anything is possible and that life is supposed to be fun, and the power of laughter. So I'm just like, I'm just so moved by everything that you shared, and I am so honored that, that you are a guest today. I don't want to let you go.
Well, we've still got a bit of time. I can stretch it out.
Oh my God. Well, you're beautiful in every way. What are you currently doing now? How can people find you to work with you or to support causes that you're working with?
Well, the organization that's working in Rwanda is the Rwandan Resilience and Grounding Organization. So RRGO. They can check out a lot of the things that they are doing with the laughter there. And that link that you have got that I gave you, explaining giving an update of what the things are doing in Rwanda at the moment. They're quite welcome to contact me through my Facebook. I'm not I don't have a website. I'm not the most tech savvy person, and I don't really want to be, because you end up spending a lot of time on it. But my name on Facebook is Angel Kimmy. So Angel, Kimmy. I didn't name myself that. Everyone else did. So
I was going to say it's appropriate. You are an angel. And, I love your
I
name.
think we're all angels. We're in the process of remembering that. So, there's nothing, I don't think there's anything special about me. I just know that I wanted to survive my life. I had been suffocated and beaten, and so that I died 3 times by my second husband. I have had a stroke. I have had an autoimmune disease. My life has been threatened so many times, but I love my life, and my determination to help others love theirs makes sense of my suffering. So I understand. I can have empathy for others. I know where they've been. So to me, this is my purpose. If I don't have a purpose on this earth, then I'm aimlessly wandering around, maybe trying to dig myself out of a lot more holes than I need to. So I have grabbed life by the balls, as us Australians would say, and I am going to love it, enjoy it, and be grateful for it. And no one will change my mind.
Thank you for thank you for being you and sharing everything that you've shared and the work that you've done and you're doing. You're really one of the most fascinating and incredible people I've ever
Thank
spoken
you,
with,
Aaron.
and wow.
Also, I invite people to come to Rwanda with me, very safe place, and come and meet the children. Come and see what we're doing in Rwanda. Come and sit with a gorilla.
When do you go? Do you still go every year?
I am probably going towards the end of this year. I'm waiting on an operation to unblock a main artery at the moment. So as soon as I've had that, so it's either going to be towards August, September, or it'll be April next year when the commemoration for the genocide is done at the stadium in Rwanda, in Kigali.
Okay, thank you for all that information, and wishing you all the best with everything that's coming up for
Thank you,
you.
Laura.
And yes, I always like to ask this question. Is not really a question. Is there something that I didn't get a chance to ask you, but would have been a great thing to touch upon? What would that be? And what would your answer be? Basically, is there any final thing for this session that you'd like to share or express?
I think that I would reiterate that don't let life happen to you, happen to life, and make a basic blueprint intention and choose everything from that intention. Do not be swayed by others. There is nothing that they are going to do to enrich your life any more than if you do it yourself.
Mhm.
We are the empowered being.
Exactly.
Mm.
Right. And only we know what's best and right for us. And it's by
Yeah.
checking in and tuning into how we feel and
And
laugh. Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
the
Yeah.
funny thing is, while you're thinking what that person is thinking about you and judging about you, they're too busy thinking what you're thinking and judging about them. So we are imagining things that aren't even happening.
I know. It's
They haven't got room to think about you. They're worried about what you're thinking about them. So we're all in the same boat. So don't worry about it. That's probably how I'd finish it.
I love it. It's so true. And
Yeah.
it's very funny when you think of it that way. So, and then we laugh, which is beneficial for everything. So thank you so, so much. I am so thankful and appreciative of your time and having gotten to know, more about you. And my God,
My pleasure, Lauren, and I'm so glad that you're doing these podcasts and getting information out to people so they can choose to do something different with their life. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. And thank you. I just want to keep laughing with you and listening to you and thanking you. But so hopefully we can chat and laugh again soon. But thank you again so, so much for everything. You're really incredible, special, and amazing. So thank you so much.
My
And
pleasure.
big, virtual hugs. And
Yes. And I'll say one word in Rwandese, or Kinyarwanda, which is the correct word for their language, and that's turi kumwe, which means we are together. Turi kumwe, we are together.
Okay, Turi Kumi.
Yes, I can speak some Rwandan.
Wow. That's incredible.
I have to.
That's amazing. I love languages, but I find that, one has to practice them to keep them up, and you get to do that. So that's amazing.
Yes, yeah.
Wow. So Kim, thank you so much for everything, and so happy that we got to meet virtually through this podcast and through Duncan. And all the best with everything. And I'm excited to speak with you again and laugh with you again soon.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for having tuned into this Law of Happy episode. If you smiled, laughed, or felt inspired, please subscribe, rate, review, and share the Law of Happy podcast with someone you'd love to have fun with. And if you'd like to laugh with me as a guest on the show or in a customized program, you can email me at lauren@lawofhappy.com. I look forward to laughing with you soon.